end of March 2021 up at the allotment. I figured I'd give a little update, and spring is well underway here. It's absolutely glorious, as you can see, and some of my fellow allotmenters have started to return. Up on my plot, we've got signs of growth in the plum tree, so that's really good. Start to see some shoots, which is nice. My rhubarb's going gangbusters actually. I think I might end up pulling some within the next month, which I'm really pleased about. I don't force it, just let it go and do its thing, and I really think I probably should have split it, but it'll be fine. The apple tree, I pruned that over the last couple of weeks, although you can't really see much. I'm just a little bit wary about how heavily I prune it, because I've never done it before. The pear tree, really pleased with this. Starting to see some good signs of growth, so that's really positive. Doesn't look like I've killed off any of the main branches, so that's I'm really pleased about. Some of my newer trees, little signs of life, which is great. And over here, this beautiful pink blossoms on my nectarine, so I really hope, I'd like to see some fruit on that this year. This is the third year, so it would be good if we get some fruit. And over here, I think I'm going to take the netting off the broccoli, because this purple sprouting broccoli is going crazy, and I think, yeah, starting to flower now as well. So I think I'm going to take the netting off and let the birds have at it, because I just can't keep up, and so it's going to go to waste. Me blueberry, our sole surviving blueberry, is coming. It's coming into leaf. Oh no, we have got some buds. Last year it didn't bud at all, and this year I'm seeing quite a lot of evidence of what will hopefully be fruit. So fingers crossed, that'll be nice. Asparagus bed, nice and tidy. Did start to see some big old spears start to come up, which that's good. I'm just going to leave them for now, but this will be the first year I'll pull them. Over here's my potato bed, my tatties. I've got some kestrels, which are second earlies, Cara, some main crops, and sarpomiras. And this is the first year I've done potatoes in buckets, so I'm really hoping that this is going to be a year where I'm not disappointed, whereas the last couple have been pretty crap. This bed's all right, pretty pleased now. My garlics are looking pretty healthy now that a lot of the beds are now covered over with the netting, and it's completely stopped the wildlife from getting in and tearing out the bed, so I'm really happy about that. So that's all good. I've got some leeks, which I think will be ready pretty soon, maybe a couple of months, I don't know. Broad beans are looking all right, pretty pleased with those. Onion beds are okay, lots left of them. The strawbs here, I've had a real good go at weeding it out. I've covered over with some netting, and it looks like it's started to recover. I can see lots of little strawberry plants starting to poke their heads out, where that had been created last year, where I hadn't seen the runners. So I'm hoping this is going to be absolutely chock full of strawberries this year. And this bed as well, it's looking pretty good. In the polytunnel, all change again. I've cleaned everything out. It's much tidier now. Spread out some manure, which thankfully didn't take very long to dry off. So this is all ready. This is all ready for my chilies and tomatoes and cucumbers to start coming in here middle to the end of next month. In the meantime, I've brought in lots of stuff from home. Annoyingly, you'd think by now I'd have learned not to water these during the daytime, but I haven't, and unfortunately that's water damage, heat damage, where I water the plant and then it's been scorched. But otherwise, everything's looking pretty all right, apart from this cucumber pasca, which I think it's dead. It hasn't grown at all in a couple of months, so I think that's done. On the other side though, I did not expect my celery to germinate at all, and it's taken maybe a month and a half, but all the celery started to go. Got some really healthy looking leeks and a tissue. Some Brussels sprouts and some red onions there. So these will all go out in the plot later on, and they'll be in all year. So I'll probably be harvesting those towards the end of the year. Back to the polytunnel. Since last month, I've got myself a little sensor push, which gives me some digital readings of temperatures and humidity. I've put in effectively a washing line throughout to give me more options on trussing up my tomatoes, and I've also invested in these hooks and strings here, which I'm hoping for the first year, seeing as these are actually labelled as tomato trusses or strings, that these will actually survive in here. And if not, I do have, although I don't think it's in here at the moment, I do have some Bricky's line. So if that fails, I'll be using Bricky's line, because that stuff's pretty much indestructible. But otherwise, yeah, so pretty pleased. Polytunnels, you know, it's one of those things that's it's kind of a peace of mind. And once it's tied in here, I feel a bit more organised, and I feel a bit more positive about the way the things would go. So my water butts are outside now. So we've got water butts out here. So my irrigation system, in a couple of weeks' time, I'll have a little test run, make sure all the pipes, all the tubes are still secure and watertight, and repairing that on. And then out here now, as we come round, I don't know if you can tell, but under there and under there, I've laid out some new beds. And these are, so this one is pure no dig. This one is pure no dig. It is a layer of cardboard, a layer of manure, a layer of cardboard, a layer of compost. This one I dug out, turned over the soil, and then cardboard, manure, cardboard and compost, I think. And in here, well, I had planned, I think I messed up. I had planned to put my blueberries here, but the thing is with the blueberries, they need ericaceous compost. So I think I'm going to have to end up digging this out again anyway to put my blueberries in here. I've got gooseberries and blackcurrants to come, but I kind of want this one to be a proper no dig vegetable bed. But I don't know, I'm starting to run out of space. Oh, I also built my 3-bay compost bin, which is a bit messy at the moment. So that's, I'm really pleased it's done. But it's all taken up space, you see. And now I'm starting to worry that I don't have enough space for everything. So I'm debating whether actually it might make more sense to put my currants and gooseberries kind of here, like in the void between these. So I don't know. Lots of options, but I'm really, really, really pleased with how things are turning out so far this year. Everything's looking healthy so far. It's looking healthy. It's looking organised. I'm keeping on top of the strimming. Stuff is alive. I've finally figured out how to stop the wildlife from coming in, so that's really good. So now it's just a case of waiting. I've got some cabbage at home. I've still got lots of chilies and tomatoes at home. These will stay here. I mean, effectively, these are just so I have room for stuff at home, and almost sacrificial. Some of these will probably come home and be given away to friends because the really good ones are still at home. And then over here, oh yes, oh, I'm really pleased. This is my bulb bed, and I can already see signs of bulbs pushing through. Oh, fantastic. So hopefully by the time we do the April update next month, by next month, I'll actually have some signs of life coming out of here. So that's good. And I think that's about covers it. Very long update. I've rambled on today, but you know, when it's this gorgeous and beautiful and calm up here, and things are going my way, why wouldn't I? I'd really hope that my taters do all right. I kind of went a little bit early with pulling them out of the polytunnel, so you can see there's a little bit of frost damage on some of these. I have got a fleece that I'll cover them with, and I've got another fleece coming tomorrow, so that I'll double fleece this to keep the cold off at night. But otherwise, yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good. Thanks for listening to me ramble on. Hope it hasn't been too boring, and I'll catch you next month.